Welcome back to how to make live AR pictures. In this part, we're going to be having a look at how to loop the animations and add more pictures. So first of all, what we have to do is return to our player item function, and we need to add something in there that's going to look for a notification in the system that the video has finished playing. So Xcode allows apps to have its own notification center, similar to how your phone works when you get a message or an email of some sort. But to use that, we have to add an observer to the notification center looking for something to occur that will cause that notification. So in our case, we're waiting to see if the movie file reaches the end. So in our code, we've got notification center.default.addObserver. We're going to say for name, and we're going to call our AV player item. So we say dot AV player item did play to end time, which is like a command that it knows. So it's looking to see, did the item get to the end of its time? Then we have to actually say what object this applies to. So it's actually the player that we're currently using. So we look for player.currentItem. Then we have to say what queue is this going to sit on? And that's basically the queue for the notification. And we're going to choose the main queue. Now to finish the using area, we have to use a thing called a closure. So if we highlight that section and hit return on the keyboard, can you see how the code changes a bit? So it's got extra curly brackets. And inside the round brackets, we put the word notification, and we keep the word in there. And then we're saying, if there is a notification, run these lines of code. So when our movie reaches the end, what we want it to do is return to the start. So we say player.seek, so like seeking a track on a CD or an album, to the time.0, so right back at the start. The other thing that we're going to add is an action saying that when we move the camera off and away from the image to pause the video. So it doesn't actually start again each time. It will pause it when it's not on the screen. And then we just need to say player.play. And that's pretty much how we get it to work. So now I'm just going to build and run the code that we've added just to check it. And what should happen is we will see our bird animate, get to the end of the video file and loop. So we're seeing it happen multiple times. And that looks pretty good to me. So now we're ready to add more photos and movies. So this is quite straightforward because we're kind of following what we did with the bird, but I'm just stopping my app from running. So I just need to return to the assets folder and look for the AR resources. And then I'm going to drag over my tiger eye to start with. And I need to make sure that it goes inside the AR resources folder like before. Once that's in there, I need to change its name. I'm just going to call that eye. And I need to also set its dimensions because again, I have to choose inches and make sure it says the right amount, which should be 6.5. Now mine's in a different location, so I'm just going to grab that from my downloads folder. But this one actually goes up near bird.movie. Now I'm just looking at that and I've realized that I've called my movie Tiger, but my image is called Eye. So I need to make sure they got the same name. So I'm just going to rename that Tiger. So now it's your job to add the other movies and images into the right place and give them the right dimensions. And once you've done that, it should look something like this. Now we can't run our app yet because we have to change one piece of our code. So we're just going to return back to our viewcontroller.swift. And we need to look for the line that says config maximum number of tracked images and change that to 4 to make sure it's looking for 4 images. If you added more images and movies, you'd have to also change it to a different number. Let's test this out now. So as you can see, I'm panning across my pictures and they are animating through, starting again and pausing as I move away. It looks really good. The only thing I really need to do is I'd like to add a little bit of a fade between so it's not so sharp, the change. And we'll do that in the next movie. So I'll see you next time.